Hello everybody, it is Ebontis, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about Act 3 and the final week. So this is week 3 secrets. So you've got the two kind of puzzles within the mission that you kind of get to through the portals. So you've got data deletion this week as well as reflection detection. Those are the two puzzles. This is for command frame part 4, so you get the best stats on Choir of 1. And then you get reflection detection, so you can finish the quest for the third and final catalyst. The other one we've got is a Secret Triumph. I'm just going to basically show you how to initiate that one. Not really that difficult, and then it's just kind of going through and being the mission on Expert. And then finally, when you go through the story this week, there's an epilogue to it. So you'll do a quick thing on, I think it's Europa, and then you're going to go back into Encore and look for these anomalies, probably to get a little more voice dialogue. So I'm not going to have the voice dialogue in the actual video, let you guys listen to that, but I will put all of the locations at the very end. So if you're looking for any specific section, timestamps will be in there, but the chunks of the video are going to be data deletion first, reflection detection, how to work on this Secret Triumph, and then we'll go through all the anomaly locations for the epilogue at the final point. So let's jump into the mission and we will get going. Just as a reminder, I am going to show you guys how to activate the Ancillary network. Doesn't take very long, but I'm still going to show it to you. So let's jump in. Just a reminder, when you're going through the traversal section, you'll eventually go through the purple crawl space and you'll pop out right about here. You have the option to go right, and that's where you're going to see the first Vex module. And then you'll come over here to the left. You always want to make sure you do this, because this is going to allow you to have access to the entire Ancillary network and all the portals. Remember, you'll activate the node here, shoot the Vex box that has the little cube underneath. The little cube's going to move around so you know which order to shoot. Shoot 4 underneath this little portal, and then you'll shoot the 4 that are underneath this portals here. And when you shoot all the boxes, network will sync up and you're good to go. I've showed that in previous videos. If you've been doing this, you've probably seen it. But the idea is, if you're going to do any of this stuff, if you're going to do the epilogue anomalies like the void orbs, anything like that, make sure you activate this and then go on and do the rest of the mission, because if you're doing most any of this stuff, you need it active. Doesn't take long, so you may as well just get it done. Alright, so as long as you've activated the Ancillary network, once you get to this point with the first piston and all the little, specimens that you can collect, when you activate the little, Vex node right here, this portal will open, and we're going to go to the first puzzle for Act 3. Remember, this one is going to be for command frame number 4. Last week we got to 3, now we're going to be able to get up to 4. So when we come in here, this time, you're only going to have 2 different portals again. Last week was in there, first week is in here, and week 3 is also to the left. Remember, this will transport you back to the beginning. This portal is still active. This is the first one that you could do. So if you wanted to do all of them in one run, technically it seems like you probably could. And that would be the one where you kind of trace the lines around the area. This one over here is new, and this is the one for week 3. What's going to happen here is it's going to spawn 3 independent variables, and it's going to give you a timer. When that timer starts, you have about 90 seconds to kill all 3. The problem with this is they can teleport all around the map, so you are going to want to bring something that allows you to kill them at range. I'm going to try and use my tether, for example, pop a Nova Bomb on somebody. Whatever you want to do, they can run around quite a bit. So we're going to go for the activation, and I'm going to go for pretty much killing whoever I can as quickly as possible. 3 of them are going to spawn straight away. And then as soon as you can, honestly, just go for, the kill. If I can tether him here, that'll keep my life. He's even going to run away on me. That's really fair. So somewhere that one's going off into oblivion. And then now they've teleported around. So now you got to go look for him. And that's where it gets to be a little less fun. So there's one. Looks like we've got 60 seconds remaining. I could technically probably stun them all with this thing for the arena, so that'll kind of lock them down for a minute. And that's if you did NES 008 last week. One might be in the middle, looks like one's on the left, and then we've got one over here tucked on the right. And we're good. That will sync the simulation. Short and sweet, your chest will be up top. I already did this once already, so I won't be getting the command frame. But if you haven't done this yet, you will be getting command frame number 4. So now if you go craft Choir of 1, then you will be getting the best stats possible, and all the different perk choices are now available to you. Alright, so for the second secret chest this week, you're going to have to activate the Ancillary network at the Vex node that's right here. I just already activated it for a different reason for this video, but you'll go through the portal. This time you're actually going to have all 3 portals open, so once you get to the center, you're going to turn to your right and go on into the new puzzle this week. When you get inside, you're going to have a couple of enemies hanging out. You're also going to have a couple of hydras that you're going to need to take care of. So you're going to want to take these guys out. They're not too bad. Get a sniper. You should be pretty good. You're going to have your first connection node once you take out both of the hydras. So go find the other one over here. And that will kind of activate the room and kind of turn it on. And you'll notice where they died, there's going to be a couple of portals. Now in the middle here, you're going to have a Coral Minotaur. He's actually going to drop a Vex Mind. Kind of one of those arc cannons. Go ahead and pick up your connection. You're going to do kind of both at the same time. So what you're looking for is you're looking for whatever side of the cube has these little half circles. Remember, we've done this before with the little Vex laser beam where you're going to shoot through them. Well, now you're going to have to bounce a beam through them. So what you want to do is make sure if you're facing the side of the cube that has the little half circles on them at first, just come over here, put your connection node inside. And you're going to notice now we have a little bit of reflections, or we're going to be able to get through. So you need to go stand on the portal that basically kind of encompasses this side. And you'll know it's the right one because it's going to have kind of a portal that's going to allow you to shoot through, and it looks like it's going to bounce through the proper side. So standing here, just kind of line up your shot, and you just need to get to where it's going to get enough of a reflection. And it should pass all the way through, as you can see. And then you should be good with that one. Now your next one, as you can see, it's actually kind of on the opposite side. So you may as well just go ahead and pick up your connection. You can keep your Vex Cannon on you the whole time, because if you drop it or it goes away, you just have to kill the Minotaur again, which is not a big deal. It's just one of those things that you may as well not do it if you don't have to, so keep it on you. Same thing over here. We're looking at this side. So we're going to activate this connection node. And then same thing. One singular wall. Standing on this portal over here in this corner. This one handles these two sides. Same thing, we're going to go this direction. Try and line yourself up. Get a bit of a test, and you'll see, if you do it right, that you can get a full pass-through. When this happens, the partition is awakened. That means you're going to actually have a partition enemy that you need to kill. That's going to allow you to get back to the back. So, the partition is open. Sorry, not a partition enemy, but this partition is open. But you are going to need to now manage 2 of these little connection modules. So I'm just going to let that one go away. And what you're looking for is you're trying to figure out now which area these 2 are on. So you're going to see it's on this side and this side. So we actually need to activate both connection modules for that side. You are going to see a Minotaur right here waiting on you. Easy to take him out pretty quick. So we're going to dunk this connection module. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the arc cannon. Cranium, whatever you want to call it, just so I've got it on me. The ammo doesn't deteriorate. It's not one of those time-based things, so as long as you're holding it, you're good. We're going to go pick up this connection module. And we're going to go ahead and activate this side. Because what you're going to need to do is you're actually going to need to now bounce it between both sides. So if you know this side's going to go this direction, and you know how it's going to bounce, you'll realize it's not going to go as far as you need it to, but if you try the opposite side, you'll notice it's going to be able to eventually bounce far enough around that it should get through everything, and you'll notice the partition has weakened once again. Same principle is going to apply. Keep your cannon on you. Grab your connections, and you're just going to rotate them to the other side, because we need to do a double-sided reflection on this side. So this puzzle's nothing too crazy, but this is just kind of how you do it in pretty basic fashion. One more connection to go, and one more laser reflection as well. And typically, so far, it's just been the direction you haven't previously shot. I don't remember if this one specifically duplicates. So last time we shot this direction, if we stand here, you'll notice it's not going to hit them all because it's just going to bounce up to the roof. But if we go this direction with everything activated, you should be able to pass through enough of them. Should be. You might have to like fidget with it a little bit to get it to activate. But if you can get all of those through, and again, if you don't quite get it lined up and you run out of it, just go kill the next Minotaur that spawns. And this is going to be where you get your chest for your final catalyst. So, do these, when you're doing the catalyst ones, you only need to be in here if you've got the quest activated. So I need to go beat it on expert and go do all of these, but I wanted to get the video up for you guys so you at least have access to it. So once you're done with this and you've got your catalyst picked up, or if you got to go beat it on expert, you've got the quest done now. Then you should be done with that. Come back in. The only thing left for you is going to be the boss. But that is every secret for basically Act 3, Week 3. So at this point, hopefully this covers pretty much everything for you guys. So this is the first 2 secrets. I'm going to show you guys how to initiate basically the kind of secret that you do. You can initiate it with the expert mode and whisper. We'll get to that next. And then finally, I'm going to go piece by piece through each of the anomalies, and that's where we'll wrap up the video. So, on to the next part. Alright, so for the final secret triumph that you're going to need, this is going to involve Whisper of the Worm, an expert run, and a timed expert run. Basically, it's going to require 35 minutes. So if you do run with a group, you might run through it once on expert, see how long it takes you. If you can do it in 35 minutes, then this triumph's not really a big deal. Not much is going to change, but you will have to run through it on expert. But to initiate it, there is a bit of a process to do it. You are going to want to go ahead and equip Whisper of the Worm just to get started on the mission so you can get things going. Once you've got it initiated, you can switch over to whatever loadout you need. So let's jump into the expert version. I'm going to show you kind of how to get it started, but I'm not going to go through a full run, but this is just how to initiate it. So here we go. So when you load in on expert, you're going to have a few enemies here to take care of. Not really too big of a deal. I just want to show you guys this by myself. If you're with a group, this part will be noticeably easier. You're going to have a few enemies down here. You are going to have a champion out there. So this is kind of the first one you're going to want to get some attention on. And Whisper will put in some work. You'll have a couple snipers over here on this side. Gotta love the little kinetic trimmers. Putting in a little work. And then the last few enemies will be down below. So you can get to, like, basically you're going to the edge of the waterfall and you're going behind it is where the location you're going to go to. I've seen people go down the cliffs to the left. I also find it just about as easy to go to the right. So just to mix it up for you guys, I'm going to go to the right just to show you the difference. If you know how to go down the cliffs to the left, that works too. But I feel like this one is pretty effortless and it's also pretty straightforward. So all you do is just run straight up here. You're going to kind of fall down the hole of the big sphere. And then you're just going to kind of drop in and come in the back way. It's not a big deal. I'm sure somebody could find a joke in that dialogue right there, but I'll leave that to all of you. Once you get up here, find your entrance. And only literally just like right here, fall to this point. When you see this stuff moving, you're just going to fall straight down. Run out the back exit. And you're going to be right basically next to where you need to go. So we should be good here. Now when you get to this point in the waterfall, you're going to turn left and you're going to see a big Whisper of the Worm. If you have Whisper equipped, don't even have to have it out, but if you have it equipped, it opens up. If you don't, then you can see that it's probably not going to be the same. I don't know if it's going to actually go away in time. You might just honestly have to get it started. But if you have Whisper on you, seems like if you're right in this region with Whisper, somebody will be able to open it. Even if you're with a group, only one of you probably needs it open. And then at this point, all you got to do is run on down. I just have Whisper on just to make sure this thing works. And you just have this portal in here. And all you got to do is run into the portal. And what's going to happen is you're still going to be on expert difficulty. The difference is this time, you're going to have a timer. So you'll notice all the enemies you killed are already going to be dead. So being as you're on a timer, I would hit the ground running. And you're going to have 35 minutes to beat the entire mission on expert. So pretty straightforward. You're going to get a pretty cool emblem from doing it. And this is kind of the final secret triumph if you're trying to check all the boxes. Big thing is, if you aren't used to running expert, I would try it with your group on like just a normal expert run first, just to see how long it takes you. Then if you're going to come back and do it again, well, it's not a big deal. So that is how you get the secret triumph. And now I'm going to go cover the anomalies throughout the Encore mission itself. Alright, so for the Epilogue Anomalies, you need to go through and complete the entire story, get the voice dialogue, the radio messages, pretty much everything after you beat Encore on Act 3, which is Act 3, Week 3, which is called Coda. When you do that, when you see the cinematic, you go back to the helm, talk to Failsafe, get the voice dialogue, talk to Saint, all that stuff is done. You'll get an epilogue, and you're going to be able to go pick up an anomaly in the Bray Exoscience area. It's in the same big room, you know, when you enter the big room where the brig would sit during, I think, the battleground or the strike or whatever. It's on the right-hand side in that little kind of like office building little area, and it's just kind of up on a window, and it's this big purple, like, decent-sized purple orb. Interact with that, you'll get a little voice dialogue from Maya Sunderesh, and then your part 2 is going to be able to investigate the anomalies within the Encore mission. So, that's what this part of the video is going to be, going through these 8 locations. And the first one is right here in the opening area. Now, I know I told you guys for the Whisper mission, you could go all the way up to the waterfall, jump through there, and then go down underneath. You actually have to get all the way down to the waterfall for the Whisper entrance. This one, for the anomaly, you do not have to go that far. So I'm going to show you the alternate route, and if you guys have probably gone both ways, it's really up to you and how you get here, but this one is near the top, so you do not need to drop down as far. So for this anomaly, I really do recommend going this direction. Sorry, ran into a plant there. So once you get over here, you're going to notice it's just right off the edge. So you guys can see I kind of came out here to this farthest edge on the left, and if you follow the rocks back, kind of jump down 1 or 2 little ledges here, you're going to have your first access Vex simulation. There you go. Alright, your second anomaly is where you really start getting into the Vex connection modules for the first time in this room, and you would take this one, put it right here, but before you even do that, there were some enemies down below. I killed those. You can get to them when you want to, but to make this easier, once you get here for the very first time, clear the enemies if you want to, but you'll come over here to your left, all the way down this little edge right here. Try not to fall, and your second anomaly will be right around the corner, so this is number 2. So when you get to this room for the first time, again, to find the anomalies, you have to be on the full epilogue, so you'll be running this for the second time this week. But when you get to this point, you'll see the subjugator kind of run off for the first time. You got enemies coming out, kind of your first independent variable. Instead of heading up to kind of progress with the mission, you're going to go over here to the left. And tucked over here in the corner is number 3, right over here. Alright, so once you're in this area, you'll start in here. You'll kind of pick up the access one over here. You go through the portal on the left, you'll drop into this region, then you'll grab another portal after killing the Hydra and go over there. Once you've got all this cleared up, and then you've taken connection into the other area, pretty much when you're ready to proceed forward, I've got access with me now, so I'm basically done. Before you go through that portal, what you want to do is just turn over here to your left, and this is going to be anomaly number 4. Alright, so after you beat both bosses and you'll get the chest for doing that, you'll be able to go through this portal up here on the top. And then you're going to get into these kind of caverns for the first time, the grassy ones. You've got small ones, big open spaces. There are a couple in these spaces. So the first one is when you drop down, kind of working through these smaller areas before you get to the big opening with one of the Hydras kind of floating out in the middle of nowhere. Still working for your way forward. This one is going to be on your left-hand side. You'll kind of see this first little dome on the left first. And before you get to the second bigger one, you want to tuck over here on the left. Make sure you backtrack just a smidge. And this should be anomaly number 5. Alright, so for your 6th anomaly, once you get to this section here, you're going to have a couple of those independent variable Minotaurs. You're going to have a big hammer smash right here. A couple of Wyverns will be roaming around. A Hydra's over somewhere. If you look at the big kind of dome and head off to your left, down kind of in this little valley along the path, you're going to find number 6 right down here. Alright, so once you get to this section, which now seems to have like a Colossus waiting for you, along with some Harpies and the big Hydra over there, I cleared out all those enemies. But from here, what you're looking to do is like this big giant wall. By the way, if you're having issues with the Colossus, small tiny tip, you can actually jump up here. And up on this little ledge, you can kind of head glitch him up here. Kind of worked for me with the sniper rifle. But if you take this big, giant kind of structure wall here and you just tuck right around it, kind of jump up on this ledge and you turn around, the 7th one is going to be right up here. So the final anomaly is going to be in the final puzzle area, but the anomaly is going to be in the first week's puzzle, and then the secret puzzle I will also show you guys later. But let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. So when you open the Ancillary network with this access node, this is literally right before you turn to the right to the boss room. So if you are about to jump into the boss room, you've gone too far, turn around. When you jump in here, you'll notice we have 3 portals now. So this is the new one over here. This is the secret chest. Right now, in this recording, I'm showing you guys the anomaly. So if you go to your left into the first one, it's got the deletion node. We've done this before. If you guys remember how to get through it, all you got to do is go through here, and at the end of it, you'll be able to find the final anomaly, and it's in here. So I'm going to cut ahead once I'm done with most of the puzzle. So once you're at this point, you've got the access module for deletion in here. You've gone through this room and you've killed the Minotaur, so you've got the access point. You've gone through the portal to the other side, likely picked up the little Vex floating head right here. You tuck yourself around this corner over here to your left and keep going. Number 8 is going to be right over here. There you go. You got your before Aurora emblem. And if you've done this puzzle before, you don't need to do it again, so you're kind of good. You can use the partition to leave, and you're basically done. So that is all 8 of the anomalies, and you have your emblem now for your secret triumph. So that is everything for the anomalies. Now we'll get to orbit and wrap this up. And that pretty much wraps up the secrets for week 3. Hopefully you guys found this beneficial. That should cover everything. Might need a group to be able to run through the expert level of the mission, especially if you're going to do it in 35 minutes for that emblem, kind of knock out that timer. If you don't really care about that secret, that's okay, but if you do want the catalyst, you got to run on an expert. So if you got a group that you think can run on an expert, just time a normal expert run, just like without the timer, see how you do, and if you think you're close and you want to go back for the second run, then go knock it out and just make sure you know how to activate it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting all of my content. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it's Ebontis. But right here, if you want to leave a comment below, even just to say hello, drop a comment, say hi, support the video with a like if you want to do so, and if you want to support me as well, you can hit that subscribe button to get more of my content coming your way. If you want to go the extra mile, you can always hit that YouTube membership or Patreon, either one. But thank you guys for showing up for the video. Hopefully it helped you, and I'll see you in the next one.